Hey everybody, welcome to my very first Zoom to help share Plexus. I am super excited, but also super nervous because I'm good at this camera thing. So I guess I'll start out with probably about 2 years ago. I want to share my story and let you know how I was convinced to start with these products. So 2 years ago is probably the first time I saw Plexus mentioned, and I thought, okay, weight loss, yeah, big deal, who cares, not me. So, just went on about my life and all was well. Well, I got pregnant with Katie, and before that, I had read a little bit about how probiotics can help with morning sickness, and I would share a little more about that, but time is limited, so I don't want to take up too much time. But and so I'd actually asked for a suggestion for a good probiotic, and of course, Plexus, the Probio 5 was mentioned, and I turned my nose up and said, no, thank you, expensive probiotics. I'll just get something cheap at the store. So the cheap at the store worked decent. I did get a little bit of a relief from my typical levels of morning sickness, which is pretty bad. I mean, I'm typically laid out on the couch. And so I did notice enough improvement to realize that, okay, a probiotic is definitely something that's good to have anyways. So, I mean, that was, my baby's 11 months old now, so that was nearly 2 years ago. And so finally, my very patient and sweet friend, Eva, started messaging me. It's been, I guess, about almost 3 months ago when she started on me again, and she says, hey, let me show you how this stuff works. And she showed me how, the triplex works together and hits those root causes. And little guy. But she was sharing how those things work together, and it just made so much sense. Like, it just completely clicked. And, I thought, well, this is really cool stuff, but yeah, I just don't think I want to, do this. But then my husband mentioned that he wanted to do a juice fast, and I was freaking out. I'm like, no, why do you want to do a juice fast? Because he has, he's shown issues before in the past of possibly pre-diabetic with blood sugar levels crashing, and I just thought juice fast, and in my head went alarms like big, no, don't do this. And so I mentioned to him, why, and he says, well, because I feel like I need to reset my guts or something. And so I said, well, it's funny that you say that, because I'm learning about how these probiotics work really well. And so then I'm like, okay, so, I let him know that I found these probiotics and I'm pretty sure would do a really good job for him. And he says, sure, why not? Go ahead, sign up for the best price there is. So I signed up for the best price there is, and I'm completely convinced because we got our triplex in, and I've been taking the whole triplex for a little over a month now. And already I've noticed I have hair growth coming in that I've not had in years. I've got all these little fuzzies coming out everywhere, and I'm not even mad that my ponytail looks bad. I've also I have been able to rub my daughter's little rabbit. I have been allergic to a rabbit's fur for years. I mean, like, if I even get near the fur, if it just comes in on her, I'm sneezing, my eyes are watering and get all puffy, and my throat's itchy and my ears are itchy, and it's no fun. And I'd have to go take a shower and change my clothes, and then it's a good hour or two before. And I don't do a lot of medicine, so Benadryl was never in the question there. I just kind of toughed all these icky symptoms of allergies out. But the other day I actually went out and I rubbed her bunny, because I noticed I wasn't breaking out in hives when I was rubbing our dog any longer. I get little hives show up, used to rather, whenever I would rub our dog Sunday. That's her name. And so I noticed I was able to rub her, and I thought, well, I'm going to go test that rabbit out one of these days here soon. And so I gave it about another week or two after I noticed, and I went out there to rub the rabbit like twice. I know everybody's probably like, why is she telling us she's rubbing her rabbit? But this is really big. I went out and I rubbed the rabbit for at least a total of 10 minutes. Purposefully did not wash my hands, because if you wash your hands, obviously you're getting off anything that could be a potential allergen. And I just wanted to test out if these things are really working. Like, I already realized that they are, but sometimes we second guess ourselves. So I come in and nothing. I mean, just absolutely nothing. And I'm running around and I'm telling the kids, look at my eyes, look at my eyes. They're not puffy, they're not red. I can rub her rabbit. And so we're all super duper excited for that. Also, in addition to the triplex, I've been taking the Plexus Mega X, and that has been awesome. I've heard people say that it's mama's happy pill, and I can completely relate, because I can sit down and homeschool my children, and I'm not in tears anymore. I'm not like ready to pull my hair out. This is so crazy. I homeschooled 5 children, for anybody that doesn't know that, and I have 2 younger ones in addition to that. And so it's a busy, can definitely get hectic, crazy household. But I have noticed that, like, the crazy hectic days, the days where both the babies are crying and screaming and nobody's understanding what they're reading, mama's okay. And it's like, we've got this. And I feel I'm much more energized. I'm able to get more done. I think my husband has probably appreciated me being able to get a little more work done around the house and getting some things going. And I feel much more organized, even though I don't know if that's really true or not, but at least I feel like I am. And so it's just all about how I felt. But also, back to my husband, because he was on these products too. He's been on, he's only done the ProBio 5 and the BioCleanse for now. But whenever he first started taking the BioCleanse, like, it was literally the first day, he comes to me and he says, okay, I feel like my insides have had an oil change or something. He says they just feel so fresh. And this is huge, because his issues, I mean, he's had lots of weird things come up. At one point, we thought he had maybe some types of ulcers or something. And I mean, just lots of little things, but they point to potential bigger things. And we've noticed a change in that. And we've also noticed he's able to put on weight. So it's like, hello, insides are being improved, and he's actually able to absorb his food. And that has been wonderful to see. I think he's pretty happy with gaining weight, because he's been a small man all of his life. We pick on him a little bit and say he has little man syndrome, but I like my little man, so that's all that matters. Sure. But he is working on becoming a bigger man in size, so that's good. And I really feel like, you know, I really feel like Plexus is being a big help to that. And I'm very thankful that that Ava was very patient with me, and she just sort of went along with my objections at first and all of my skepticism. So I guess from here, that's about all I'll say for now, and I'll hand it over to Eva and let her share her story.
I loved hearing your story. So amazing. I was sort of like tearing up too when you were saying that you were petting that bunny, because I know how much that means to your kids for mom to be able to enjoy those things with them. So I'm really, really happy for you guys. So my story started about 2.5 years ago. Someone told me about Plexus, and I right away thought, oh, this is one of those pyramid scheme thingies. And my husband, he digs into the business side right away and looks it up, because he loves researching stuff like that. He's like, no, this definitely is legit. So he's like, we got to do this. And he convinced me to give it a shot. And my upline, I waited for a while before I shared with people. My upline says to me, he was my friend Kristen from Tennessee, and she said to me, so have you told people yet? And I'm like, no, I'm too scared, because I haven't, I mean, I'm not skinny yet. That's what I thought it was about weight loss, just like you did. And when I finally understood that there's people suffering all around, and if I'm like keeping it to myself, it's selfish. It's actually selfish to keep it from everyone else who's suffering in silence while I wait to help myself. So I started sharing, and I never turned back. Within 5 months, it took me 5 months to get results. I'm so glad you guys got results sooner. It took me 5 months, which is normal when you have a lot of gut issues to deal with. But I had a huge improvement in my hormones and energy levels. I had some really dry some psoriasis, and those are totally gone. And just like you said, just feeling more alive and not having to feel like you want to take a nap in the afternoon. You have more energy. Okay. And so it kind of just went from there, and I just shared with a lot of people, and I love to, my favorite part about sharing is hearing the stories back from other people like your story. So that's why we're sharing. And that's a little bit of my story. For now, I'm going to start sharing. So Marge and Annie and I are going to share about the products. So our very first product is our main product, which is right here. It's called Plexus Slim. It's our pink drink. It was actually created for diabetics, and it helps balance your blood sugar. So it has chromium in it, which is the ingredient that helps balance your master hormone, which is called insulin. When you balance your insulin, all your other hormones and things in your body start balancing as well. And that is why it seems to be helping with so many things, because the boss, the master hormone called insulin, is the one who is getting balance from this great ingredient, chromium, and all the rest are following. So it's like a snowball effect of good things happening in your body. Then it also has alpha lipoic acid in it, which helps protect your liver and detox your liver. So what it does is reduce the stress on your body and reduces inflammation. Inflammation is the root cause of a lot of health issues. So if you want to get to the root of health issues, definitely try the pink drink. So it comes in little packets like this, and you just put it in a glass of water, mix it up, and it looks like this. It's pink because it's got beetroot in it, and it's sweetened with stevia, so it's good for diabetics. Yeah, that's what I had to say about the pink drink, and I'm going to hand it over to Annie, and she's going to share about the ProBio 5 and BioCleanse, which is our married couple that we have. Go ahead.
Okay.
Oh, Annie is a Senior Gold Ambassador from Ontario.
Thank you, Eva. Okay, so I'm going to be sharing the ProBio 5 and the BioCleanse. Like Eva said, they need to be used together because you can't cleanse your body, you can't kill the fungus in your body and not cleanse it. That just doesn't work. Then the fungus is just going to be laying in your gut, and it'll just feed more yeast overgrowth. So the ProBio was designed to break a shell in your gut. You can have yeast overgrowth when you take lots of meds like antibiotics, have lots of caffeine or sugars, bad carbs, or even alcohol. Anything like that can cause a yeast overgrowth in your gut, which forms into candida, and we need that removed. So our ProBio 5 has an antifungal in there, which will kill that bad bacteria. But what's amazing about the ProBio 5 is candida likes to be tricky. It forms a hard shell in your gut, so really when you don't have an antifungal in your probiotic, it will just give you more good bacteria, but the candida will also make more bad bacteria. So with our antifungal, it will kill that hard shell, which is kind of like a beetle. It has that hard shell, and that's what candida forms in your gut. It's gross, but that's what candida does. So, and when you have candida, you can get all these autoimmune diseases, depression, anxiety, weight gain, bad skin, psoriasis. Any kind of health problems like autoimmune diseases can come from a leaky gut candida. So our ProBio 5 will kill that bad bacteria, but it will also replenish your gut with amazing bacteria. And then you're going to use your BioCleanse. Where is that? There. And this is not just a cleanse. This is not the kind of cleanse where you're going to take it and you're going to be afraid to go out of the house. You're not going to have to find all these exit signs when you go shopping, because that wouldn't be fun. This is really gentle. It actually acts more like a magnet to remove that bad bacteria that the ProBio killed. So it draws all those toxins out and just helps everything in your gut run smoothly. I never knew how your body was supposed to actually work. When I finally started using these products, I was like, wow, this is amazing. I thought I felt like a normal person, and after I used this, I was amazed. It's actually fun to use these products. But the BioCleanse, it also oxygenates your body, and oxygenated bodies are extremely important. So I would really recommend you to research Oxygenate, because I don't know, that's like one of my favorite things right now. An oxygenated body cancer and disease cannot thrive in a well oxygenated body. Oxygenated body gives you a nice alkaline level body, and studies show that cancer and disease cannot thrive on it. I'm not going to say you're not going to get a disease or you're not going to get cancer, but studies show that cancer and disease hate alkaline. So our bodies are really acidic with all these toxins and chemicals we take, all these hormone-filled meats and these sugars, all these toxins in our air, toxins in our waters. These all cause health problems to our body. So when we get our body oxygenated, we're going to have better immune systems, better everything, because your body will just be so much better. So those are the products that I absolutely love. I've seen Plexus about 1.5 years before I actually started the product, because I was really skeptical. Like Eva said, I thought it was weight loss, like Tanya said. And I was actually pretty happy where I was with my weight right then, but I was not happy with everything else. I was moody, grumpy, very forgetful, and I had allergies to mango. I had that for 15 years already. And also seasonal allergies that came the same year my mango allergies came. I got really bad seasonal allergies in fall and in spring, so I would break out from head to toe in hives. And so about 6 months before I started Plexus, I decided I need to try something. I had seen that Plexus could help with moods and with food allergies and stuff, so I dove in and did research. I didn't tell anybody. And so finally one day I'm just like, okay, I had unfriended all my Plexus ambassador friends. Anybody that requested a friend request to me, I wouldn't accept because of Plexus. So I went and searched for these Plexus ambassadors and I found Eva and Sarah. I went to school with them when I was a little girl. So I messaged them and I was like, I want to do this. I was so ready to feel amazing. So I dove in after 6 months of research, which I shouldn't have even needed, because Eva and Sarah and everybody else, they did such great research, and they posted amazing research. So after about a week, or not even a week, I felt tremendous difference in everything, in my moods, my sleep. I had horrible sleep all the time. And what I noticed was my boys used to drag me out of bed every single morning. At 10, they had to drag me out of bed. I wouldn't get up before then. And I thought that wasn't fair, but I just couldn't help it. I was always so tired from having such a restless night, and then having to get up in the morning to take care of them. So really, I always think that they kind of fended for themselves during the day. I would kind of just smoke around, not really pay attention. I was kind of like a zombie mommy or an ogre kind of. And so what I noticed right away was I was more patient, and I was up before them. I kind of drove them out of bed, and they don't tire me anymore. I mean, sure, we have days where I'm tired too, but I noticed a big difference in my energy level right away too. And my food allergies, I now eat mango regularly, and I have no breakouts, which I think is awesome, because I just couldn't believe that I could finally eat mango again after getting my gut healthy. And so that's about all I'm going to share about my testimonial. I'm going to give it over to Marge.
So my story, I guess, I'm going to go back right to since I was a child. I had some pretty bad gut issues right from childhood. I remember having reflux and heartburn and stuff as a young child, and didn't know, why that was always my situation. So you kind of do learn to live with certain issues, and it just kind of becomes a little bit of who you are. And often I remember thinking, other people, as we were growing up, other people had so much energy, they did so much stuff, and that here I was always, feeling like I had lead tied to my feet. And that led into marriage and babies, and some really hard pregnancies. And by 1998, I contracted mono, and I had a really, really bad form of it. And it went chronic, and it took me like over a year to get over it. At the time, I had 2 babies, and my youngest then was really sick and had severe gut issues and a lot of respiratory issues for 3 years. So we didn't sleep. We didn't sleep for 3 years. And it really, really took a toll on my body. I had some very bad gut issues. And that just gravitated into seeking stuff that would be more effective in dealing with my health instead of going for antibiotics and just taking the steroid route, right? And I always tried to look for natural remedies and, worked with it, but it was never to the point where I could actually come to a point where I would actually say that I was a healthy person. So October 2013, I also came upon Plexus, and it was Eva that introduced me to it. And I did the same thing as you guys did. I said, weight loss product, sorry, not interested. I was trying to maintain of what I had, right? And at this point, I had 3 children. I was a working mom of teenagers. My husband worked. We had a really, really busy lifestyle, and I knew I had to do something. I felt like I was teetering on the edge of losing it. When the mom thinks I'm losing it, I was there. And, with between work schedules, heavy duty work duties, and just the house life, I had gardens, we had a really busy social life. Everything was so overwhelming. And then finances are on top of that, right? So I scrolled past Plexus a couple times, and I just kept coming back to it. And me and Eva had been talking for a while, and she challenged me and she said, "You're smart, look into it." And I did, because I didn't sleep. I couldn't sleep. So I researched and looked at it, and I dove right in to, around December 2013, and I started. I immediately had results with sleeping, and that intrigued me so much that I knew that I had to continue. I had to deal with it at a deeper level, and I'm so glad I did, because at this point, I would say that my whole family has had results. My husband is no longer asthmatic. We have 2 celiac kids that both have had amazing results. My issues are resolved more now than what I ever remember them to be. Like, I honestly didn't know what it was like to be a healthy person, and it's been such a blessing. So with that, Eva and Annie talked about the Slim and the ProBio 5 and the BioCleanse, and then I added the X Factor. This vitamin is absolutely amazing. I didn't start with it right away. I only started the vitamin about 4 months into my triplex. The triplex is the Slim and the ProBio 5 and the BioCleanse. And then people were asking me about the X Factor, and I thought, well, since they're asking, I should probably know something about it. So why not use it while I was learning what it was, right? So I came to understand that it's really unique because it's fully methylated. And then someone, challenged me, what does it mean to be fully methylated? And yeah, that's probably a good idea to know about that. So our bodies have a very hard time absorbing folic acid. It's really important for us, but you can't fully absorb it unless you actually have a methylated vitamin. So our methyl donors are actually a really, really important part of your cell. So your donors are the cells, and if your cells are stressed, and we have stress in our life everywhere, right? It can be emotional, it can be physical, it can be whatever brings you stress. A mom with children, like Tanya talked about homeschooling, and our bodies react to that. So when you have stress, our cells become inflamed, and that was me. I had cellular inflammation, right? So when you take these vitamins and you all of a sudden have something that can be absorbed, then your cells start absorbing the actual nutrients. When our cells are stressed, they actually can't absorb nutrients or expel toxins, They're maintaining the toxins, but they're also not absorbing the nutrients. So it's extremely crucial. So 2 things happen when your cells are stressed, and one is they die prematurely, so it's like really premature aging, or they mutate, which can be a sign of future cancer, right? So the methylation part of our vitamins is huge. To me, that was something that really became really important, because people were saying, well, I actually have results with these vitamins, right? Another thing is the aloe vera. The aloe vera is a patented blend. So aloe vera is also huge in absorbing. So one thing that I suffered with was extreme anemia. And that had been something that I had dealt with for years and years. I went for iron shots. I went for B12 shots. And I never realized why my body wasn't keeping these stores of vitamins. And it was because my cells, my methyl donors, weren't even absorbing it, right? So after the X Factor, I now have no more B12 shots. My iron levels are as good as what they've ever been in my life. These are amazing for your hair and nails. My hair is growing like weed, and your nails don't break anymore. So I think that this is just the best vitamin on the market ever. And if you're ever curious, look up methylation. It's a really interesting little thing to have in our Plexus products. I think that's about it. I'll give it back over to Tanya.
Okay, so I love hearing all about the X Factor. That's one thing that's been super exciting for me, because I know lots of friends that are worried about the MTHFR, I don't know if I said that right, the gene mutation. And so the fully methylated, that was like, when I saw that, I said, yay, that's awesome. Okay, so I mentioned a little bit about the Mega X whenever I gave my very jumbled story. Here's the Mega. See, it's backwards. Is it mirrored for you guys?
No, it's good.
Okay, good, because it's mirrored for what I see. But anyway, so yeah, these things here, I knew for a long time that I needed a good omega, because I mean, you know, like mommy ADD and all of that good stuff. And so, you know, the brain fog. Well, I no longer have brain fog, but what kept me from taking omega for so long is I hate fish. Like, I cannot stand fish. The smell, the taste, it just completely grosses me out. And I thought, no way am I going to be burping fish oil all day. So whenever I saw that these are a complete omega and they are not fish at all, that they're all plant-based, I was super excited. Look how cute these things are. I just love it. But they're all plant-based. But anyways, and we all definitely could benefit from a good omega. It's good for a lot of things. I definitely suggest do your research on why you need an omega to begin with. But I'll point this out too. Oftentimes omegas are only like part omega, but I mean, you'll see that it's got it's the whole deal. It's 3, 6, 9 plus 5, 7. You might can see it there. I'm not sure. So that's an important thing to note there too. And I'm still learning, because I'm still very new to the products, but I'm super excited about what they're doing for us, and what they'll continue to do. My long-term plan is to get the whole family on the probiotics. And, it just seems as we see these products work for us already, and then we can share with others, because, that's what it's all about. It's about sharing with others and how it can help them, because I hear lots of stories and I'm thinking, oh, I know something that can help you. You need this. And so it's taking all that I have in me to not shout from the rooftops, hey, try this. So we're super excited about it. But I guess that's about all I have for now. And so I'll let Eva take over again and just catch anything that I might have missed.
No, that was really awesome. I loved hearing all of your stories. Really great product presentations. And I just want everyone who's a guest here to know that if you have any questions or you want to hear more about it, you can go to the person that invited you. And there's a reason why they're telling you about Plexus, and there's a reason why they're so excited. It's because the products work. They get to the root of the issues, and our company is awesome to work for. They're really fun. You build really awesome relationships. Us ladies here, 3 of us, are in Canada, and I'm sure Tanya and her husband were laughing at our accents the whole time. I saw you. And so you build really awesome relationships, and it's really, the company is debt-free, and they just treat us like spectacular. They love their ambassadors, and they listen to our concerns about anything about the products, and it's just really big blessing to work for them and to work together as a team, as you can see all of us doing. So I just want to thank all of you guys for coming, and if you have any questions, let us know. And we're just going to wrap it up. So we're going to say bye. Thanks for coming.
Bye.